Okay, we are recording. We are back to full screen. And one more thing, so I can see everybody. Not it, not it. Gallery view. Yes. All right, now we're ready. All right, we start every call with a little chapter from whatever day it is. And this is a good one. This is from Jesus Calling, which is a book my mom bought me. Hi, Mom. Worship me only. I am King of Kings and Lord of Lords, dwelling in unapproachable light. I am taking care of you. I am not only committed to caring for you, but I am also absolutely capable of doing so. Rest in me, my weary one, for this is a form of worship. Okay, now here's the good part. Everybody ready? Though self-flagellation, I think I'm saying that word right, though self-flagellation has gone out of style, let me start that sentence over. Though self-flagellation has gone out of style, many of my children drive themselves like racehorses. They whip themselves into action, ignoring how exhausted they are. They forget that I am sovereign and that my ways are higher than theirs. Underneath their own driven service, they may secretly resent me as a harsh taskmaster. I'm reading the wrong day, guys. That's October 1st. That's a good one. This call has started off on a bad note. This is Holly's fault. Holly threw me off, and my mom threw me off, and Carrie threw me off. So this is the last time we're going to restart, and I promise I'm going to get it right this time. Liz, with a thumbs up, is today's date October 2nd? Okay. Welcome to the team call. Bomb Squad, October 2nd. Here we go. Never take for granted my intimate nearness. Marvel at the wonder of my continual presence with you. Even the most ardent human lover cannot be with you always, nor can another person know the intimacies of your heart, mind, and spirit. I know everything about you, even to the number of hairs on your head. You don't need to work at revealing yourself to me. Many people spend a lifetime or a small fortune searching for someone who understands them. Yet I am freely available to all who call upon my name, who open their hearts to receive me as a savior. This simple act of faith is the beginning of a lifelong love story. I, the lover of your soul, understand you perfectly and love you eternally. That is from Luke 12:7, John 1:12, and Romans 10:13. This is so funny though, because I somehow read a different thing right before I got on here and thought it was going to say something else. But let's just move on. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to show you. One is, why am I wearing this? Well, when I was deciding what to wear today, since this is a business call, I was going to put on a button-down shirt. But you know the last time I wore a button-down shirt? I don't even know when the last time I wore a button-down shirt was, so I didn't put on a button-down shirt. I put on a shirt that represented what's going on right now. A cat! And the reason why is because our friend Rachel Lore, her cat had to have 2 surgeries last week. So we started a GoFundMe for her. If you would share that and see if we can help pay for that. Poor little Sterling's 2 surgeries that he had last week, $1,500 for the first surgery, $1,500 for the second surgery. And the real crazy thing about this is Rachel and Bill are getting married in 2 weeks, and then their cat had to have emergency surgery. So I'm trying to help her out. So Rachel, if you see the recording, this shirt's for you. Okay, now that was kind of fun. The next part's going to be a little bit of a downer. Tomorrow is my mom's birthday, everybody. So today is my mom's birthday eve. That's the good news. However, there is some very sad news, and I know I'm sarcastic often. I'm telling the truth when I say this. Tomorrow is also the anniversary of my best friend and cousin's passing. Some of you have heard part of this story. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about, but my best friend my whole life was 1 year older than me, 1 grade older than me, almost 2 calendar years older than me. His name was Jeff Maddock. We were like this, super close, and we were in a business together in our mid-30s. And I think my mom and I figured this out the other day, which is not what I was telling everyone. I've been telling this story for a long time, and I keep telling everyone I was 38 and he was 39 when he passed away. But the truth is, I was 36 and he was 38. And one day he went to sleep and never woke up with no warning or anything. He and I were overweight. We weren't into working out or really eating healthy. And one day he was just gone. And that affected me very seriously. 2 years before he passed, I think it was, he introduced me to this DVD. And this DVD is, if you can't read that, it's The Secret. This affected me in profound ways. His passing affected me in profound ways. A bunch of other things, like my mom and dad, affected me in profound ways my entire life. I lost my dad to a car accident also. My mom is still going to yoga class and what's the class where the women go around in a circuit? I have you muted. You guys can't even answer me. I'll think of it later. But I'm super proud of her. She goes and does her workouts when she can and eats good and takes care of her grandkids, my nieces and nephews. Most of them are right there in that picture. Okay, so anyway, Jeff, I hope you're still watching down on us, protecting us. Same thing with my dad. And here we go. So what this call was going to be tonight was an introduction of our newest coach to the team, Stephanie Lynn Cager. And what was going to happen on this call is I was going to interview her. And I was going to teach her how to host the Zoom and record the Zoom on her brand new MacBook Pro that she just bought for $2,500 on Monday. Today is Wednesday. She's not on the call because she's at Best Buy because she had to return her computer tonight because she couldn't figure out how to get locked her out. So the call was thrown in shambles. So that's a different outline. So we're going with the new outline, which all this happened about 15 minutes before the call started. The new outline is a couple announcements. So I'm going to buzz through them. This is being recorded. Rachel, the cat mom, who's getting married in 2 weeks, and I and a few other people are going to do our 3-day healthy cleanse next week. If any of you want in on that, we can get your order in immediately here as soon as possible. Or I think I know someone who has a couple extras at her house. She's the one with the big smile on her face right there. If you can't see her, Liz might even have one for you where if you order one, she can trade you or we can switch you out if you're local. Obviously, if you're not local to Liz, which is Pittsburgh, north side of Pittsburgh, then it's probably quicker for us to just get one shipped to you. Okay, so what that is something Liz is going to vouch for me here. Liz, have you done this before? How many times approximately? Hold up how many times you've done the 3-day refresh.
Like 8 or 9.
8 or 9. Me, probably 6 or 7. Liz, what's the range of weight that you've lost each time?
Between 4 and like 11 pounds.
Me too. Every single time I've lost at least 4 up to 11 pounds. Have you lost any inches?
Yes, consistently every time I lose 2 inches in my waist.
Okay, so that's that. If you want in on that, it's 3 days long, but our results we've noticed, we started to call it the 5-day refresh because Liz and I have found that as long as right? Go ahead.
I recommend everyone wait until the morning of day 5 to actually do their like final weigh-ins and measurements because essentially day 3 is still working through your system on day 4. So you kind of have to wait a little bit, but don't like ruin it by going to the all-you-can-eat taco buffet on day 4 or whatever, like that guy.
Or go on binge drinking night, the night of the 3rd day. That probably is going to contradict the whole concept of it. Anyway, yes. All right, so that's that. We got a team order of pumpkin spice, and it's going in Thursday, tomorrow. So here's the deal on pumpkin spice Shakeology. It's here for right now, and it's going to be gone probably within the next couple of days. It'll be sold out forever till next year. So They announced that we can order up to 5 boxes. I think it's 14 packets per box, right, Liz? Yeah, okay, she's giving a thumbs up. And we can order those in the shipping. Instead of it being $6.95 per box, it's $6.95 total. So I'll make you guys a deal. I'll eat the shipping, and if anybody wants a box, or we can even have people pair off and take half a box each. 7 pumpkin spices for you, 7 pumpkin spices for you, 0 shipping, because your boy will pay the $6 for you. All right, if you want in on that, we need to know immediately. I don't even know if you'll see this record, if you guys will see this recording by then. But Mom and Carrie, or whoever's on the phone, if you want in on that, let us know. Obviously, it's, if you're close to Pittsburgh, then we don't have to pay to ship it again to you, but we'll figure it out if you're not here and you want some, you want to try it. We'll get it to you somehow, some way. If you live in San Diego or another tropical location, we'll just come and hand deliver it. Right, Liz? All right, I know I got to go way quicker. Platinum Edge is in Dallas in February, and Summit is in New Orleans in June or July, and we're doing Team Condo. So Liz is in charge of that, just like Liz is pretty much in charge of every single thing I say. So if you want in on either of those trips, or you want more info, Liz is your girl. The Work, 6 weeks of the Work, new program just released. We got your back. If you want that, we can bundle that with something, and instead of it being $70 or $60 or $50, it's $10 total for all 6 weeks if you use one of Liz, me, or your own promo codes. Morning Meltdown 100, I'm around day 53-ish. Liz is around day 64-ish, correct? And some of our crew is around day 80. Some of us are just starting. We have a group that just started Morning Meltdown 100 this week. Guess what? It's now off of the VIP pricing and into the video library. So that means if you have people that want Beachbody on demand, they get that along with everything else. Collagen, quick story about collagen. I did a month of Beachbody collagen. The other day I was at the gas station, put gas in the car, turned the gas can. I decided I was going to see how long I could let my fingernails grow on collagen. So they started growing like crazy, and I had freaky Halloween nails, but I didn't think I could make it to Halloween because I have to like referee volleyball in public. I have to actually type on my phone, and my nails were getting in the way. So I trimmed all my nails except my thumbnails, because I was like, I'm going to just see how freakishly long I can make these nails, thinking that would be a good sales pitch. Well, Saturday I was putting gas in my car, and I turned the gas cap to close it, and my long ass thumbnail got stuck in the gas cap. And I was like, what's going on? And I like yanked my thumb, and my thumbnail was so strong that it stayed intact and ripped my nail off of my skin, which I blame for all the strength I have in these muscles from doing Morning Meltdown every day for 53, every workout for 53. So I don't know if that's a non-scale victory or a non-scale defeat, but these nails ain't never been stronger. I wasn't going to share this, but I lost both of my big toenails at one point playing sand volleyball, wearing shoes that were too small for whatever reason. And guess what's coming back? Sexy big toenails for next summer for this guy. All right, now we're off of products finally and on to some pro tips. Pro tip number 1, if you do everything all the time, pretty much then no one else on your team ever has to do anything. That's why new coach Steph was going to learn how to run Zooms, because if I run every Zoom for every person every week, then there's never going to be another leader developed. So I think the concept that makes sense. Same thing goes with like running groups. If I run every app group, no one learns how to run an app group. Our goal is to take a person who has no idea what's going on here, turn them into a leader, and then teach them how to turn someone else into a leader. Pro tip: get someone else running the groups or posting in your app group if you're using the app, or making their own Facebook group. So here's a challenge for you all. This is my Zoom challenge for you. Scott Phillips next Wednesday cannot host a Zoom. Challenge step 1 is somebody step up and run a bomb squad Zoom call next Wednesday at whatever time you think is best. Challenge 2, and more importantly, is everybody is challenged to set up a Zoom, get the Zoom link, go into our team page, Bomb Squad, create an event, invite me to your Zoom, and it can be, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're free in the daytime, it can be the noon Zoom, whatever, and learn how to do that. And then, to be honest with you, I talked to someone earlier today and they said one Zoom a week is plenty for them. I say, screw that. We should be having people on Zooms doing 10-minute Zooms or 20-minute power half hours or whatever, and working together and not just getting on here and chit-chatting, about things that aren't business related, but actually doing something important like messaging, making posts, inviting, thinking about how can we make the invite post even better or the invite message better with maybe adding a before and after or adding 2 before and afters. Like brainstorming and thinking like, what would attract someone to you, but not just always talking about it, actually getting on the Zoom. So if we were doing this right now, we would say, all right, we challenge everybody to keep the Zoom running in the background, go on your other device, make a post right now that says this. Next week, I'm going to, or next week, this dude in this ball cap with a cat on his shirt, this is what you would write in your post. Some guy just said he's going to lose 4 to 9 pounds in next week in 3 days. Let's watch and see if this guy really does it. That's the post. So make that post right now. I challenge you. If or make the post that says this chick with purple hair who's getting ready for her wedding, which is Rachel, cat mom, is doing this to get ready for her wedding. If you think that would be better for your followers to not talk about the dude, talk about the chick getting ready to make sure that, that wedding, is it called a gown? Wedding dress, I guess, is fitting. Getting fit. Okay. So another thing I wrote down about that is ego can get in the way of some of this stuff, wanting credit for everything. So I've been really trying to be cautious of this because, of course, I want credit for teaching everybody everything in the world. I want to teach people something and then I want them to give me credit for it. Of course. But I've really been trying the last couple of weeks of, if I have an idea that I think I hatched out of nowhere, which isn't true, it's usually stolen from somewhere, but someone else is, doing it, I'm trying to give them the credit. I'm trying to just let them, you know what I mean? And not take the credit from me. So give credit, keep giving credit to your downline and your teammates. Keep giving them, what was the word? Liz and I talked about this on the phone last night. It's like edifying them. It's like making a post for someone that makes them stand out as someone who knows what they're doing. And it was a really good word that Liz used on a phone call last night. And
I think it was credibility, maybe.
Yeah, like giving
it shows that we have credibility if someone is sharing that, like, we've helped them or we've taught them something.
Yeah, so we'll give Holly a shout out right now, because every month at least, Holly, this is what we were talking about. Liz and I were talking about how much we appreciate that Holly makes a post about us when we hit a certain milestone in our business, and that gives us credibility to our followers. Anything else with that, Liz, while we're there? But yeah, that was pretty much it. And so Holly, if you're still on, thank you for that, doing that for us. And we want to do that for each other too. And you, if you're a new coach or whatever, you giving shout outs to people, you kind of even maybe want to, if you don't think anyone's doing something, you can shout them out. The shout out doesn't have to come after they do something epic. Sometimes the shout out comes and then the person lives up to the shout out. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. All right, another thing we've been doing that's really starting to take fire is we've been doing these little Instagram stories and adding each other in them, tagging each other in them, if that makes sense. And then those are shareable. So on one of our team calls, like 5 or 6 weeks ago, there was me and 2 other girls, and we said this will make, I was sharing with them that I know how busy they are and they don't have time to make stories all day, make posts on Facebook all day, do their normal daily activity of getting their kids ready, getting themselves ready, and all the millions of things that you guys have to do. There's a long list of things you have to do. So we can be smarter and just have Liz makes a story. You can tag up to 10 people in the story, and then I can share Liz's story. So at least I have a story up there of something positive, something happy, of something, and it's also showing that I'm not the only one doing this. Liz isn't the only one over there. If Liz just keeps telling her story and it's just her at her house alone, it doesn't look like much of a party. And the whole thing for our team's success, and I'm not saying every team in the world does this the same way, or that my way is the only way or whatever, but I can tell you for an absolute fact, my team's success has come from people working together, tagging each other in posts, stories, whatever, and it's been a party type thing that we've shown to people, and that has been attractive and led other people to be like, that looks kind of fun. So and again, there's a million ways to do this. You can do this whatever way you want. All right, so we're going to, if we have any time left, I'm going to go read another chapter out of the napkin presentation. Let me share screen here. Next call for me, I have to double check my schedule, but next team call for me is going to be Tuesday next week. And it's going to be a special call if I get my life together and do what I want, because I really would like you guys to be on it if you can next Tuesday. Where's share screen? Share. Desktop. Share. Liz, thumbs up if you can see the desktop. Okay. So where I'm going now is onto Facebook. Then I'm typing in the words Bomb Squad through thick and thin. If you're watching this on the recording, you don't know where this is. So if you're not in the Bomb Squad group, you need access to that. Liz or I can get you access to that, or any of the other coaches who are in there. Bomb Squad through thick and thin. We have a files section there. The bottom of the files section, it ends here, but there's a little see more button, and it's the only one that's on the second page. This is we have this, if you went in this messenger thread, that's what's showing here. It's called Melt Challenge. And that's where we're sharing a lot of what's going on. Like with we've been having group workouts on video chat. So if you're someone who's watching this video replay and you want to be involved in that, that's where we usually decide. Like there's a group of people that work out 5:30 a.m. Eastern. There's people that work out at 6 a.m. Eastern. There's 7 a.m. Eastern. There's the 9 a.m. squad right now. The 9 a.m. Eastern squad has just combined with the 6 a.m. Pacific squad yesterday, and it was epic. And then what happened to me today? Didn't even wake up for it on day 2. So I still have to do my workout after we log off here. Anyway, this is where we're going now. 45-second presentation. This is also called the Napkin Presentations. We have read through this together for the last 5 or 6 team calls. So I'm going to go all the way down here to where I think we left off. And chapter, that was 12, Pentagon of Growth. I think we're right here on this chapter, because I look ahead every week after you guys hang up. Motivation and Attitude is chapter 10. I think that's where we're at. But let me look. 10-minute warning. Okay. Nope, this is where we are. Chapter 9. Yeah, okay, so we did the first 48 pages already. As you can see, a page is only this big. Like, it's not anything crazy, nothing to be afraid of. So when I say we did 48 pages, it doesn't take very long. I'm a slow reader, so I read it to you guys. You could buzz through this way quicker than you could on the Zoom. So if you haven't read any of the first 48 pages, get with it, people. Get in there and read it. It's good. I promise you, it'll help you. It changed me. And it took me from a nothing coach to an emerald coach to, this is like where I went. This was it. This is why I'm sharing this 7.5 years later. Okay, this is napkin presentation number 8. The sizzle sells the steak. Another title that we use for this presentation is The Blazes. Liz, you'll remember this one from when we went to that Mexican restaurant. I assume you've been camping. You will notice that if you separate the logs of a campfire, the fire will go out. If you put them back together again, the fire will blaze up. So if you have one log, you have nothing. If you have 2 logs, you'll have a flame. When you put 3 logs together, you have a fire. By the time you put together 4 logs, you'll have a blaze. People are the same way. The next time you're meeting someone with your sponsor in a restaurant, for example, and arriving first, being there by yourself, notice how much energy there is or isn't around your table. Notice that when your sponsor arrives, there are 2 of you, and now there is much more energy. The 2 of you are there to meet with someone, and when they arrive, there's even more energy. When the 4th person arrives, you've got it going. We like to call these blazes or sizzle sessions. Your MLM program is the steak, and everybody knows that the sizzle sells the steak. So you want to get together with your sponsor and share the napkin presentations with 1 or 2 of your downline people. Get them sizzling and excited about what can happen. A good place to do this is at a restaurant. Pick a time when the restaurant is the least busy, maybe 10 a.m., brunch time, or 2 p.m. You may want to set up a schedule so your people will know where you'll be at various times during the week. I like this idea, Liz. We can just go sit somewhere. Wheels are spinning. Look at Liz. Liz usually doesn't smile after dark. Look at her. She's getting her wheels spinning. Her team name is Team Brunch, people. How fitting. We're going to run the show by going to eat brunch. I can just see it now. And we're just going to have brunch parties. I should just turn this off now because she can go to bed and start planning her brunches. All right. You may want to set up a schedule so that your people know where you'll be at various times during the week. It's as if everybody's out gathering wood for the fire. Or the blaze. If you were to bring someone to a sizzle, I can't even talk, I'm so excited, sizzle session, who was a little bit skeptical, and let's be honest right here for a second. Were you skeptical? I sure was. I mean, weren't we all? So how can we expect someone else to not be skeptical? We were skeptical. If you were to bring someone to a sizzle session who was a little bit skeptical, a wet log, and introduce them to the blaze, they would dry out and become part of the fire. Probably not instantly, but eventually. So what happens if you're all by yourself and you, being new in the business, talk to someone who is skeptical? That's like trying to put a wet log on nothing. I hope that made sense. What happens if you're all by yourself messaging people? Or if you're all by yourself in the restaurant, being new in the business, and you try and talk to someone who is skeptical? That's like trying to put that wet log onto nothing. Let's say you're a twig just getting started in the business. Your sponsor, who's been around a little longer, is a log already. A log and a twig can create a flame. Just having someone with you can make a difference. It gives your sponsor someone to bounce conversation off of. I can want Joe to get a message, and if I'm talking to him directly, he might not really hear what I'm saying. But if I'm talking to Carol, knowing that Joe is listening, it's amazing how people get more out of conversations when they just listen in than if you're talking to them directly. That's a good one. This gives your sponsor someone to bounce conversation off of. I could want Joe to hear my message, but if I talk to him directly, he might not really hear what I'm saying. Now, if I'm over here talking to Carol, I know Joe's over here listening. It's amazing how people might get more out of a conversation that they eavesdrop onto than if you're talking directly to them. So it's like this third party trick. 3 people, it's just magic. It's weird. Another thing about these blazes in a restaurant is they get very energetic. There are people called eavesdroppers who could be listening in on some of your conversation. You can spot them leaning back, trying to hear more. Be aware, some of these people will be very interested. When you're all done with your sizzle session and you start to break up, stick around a few minutes, give those people an opportunity to approach you. They won't come over to your table when they're 4 people, but they may come over once you're by yourself. We always start the blazing sessions by having the people, as they arrive, tell something positive that has happened with the products or their organization. I want to pause for a second, because if you're listening to all this and being like, yeah, this is great if you have people from your team at a restaurant, we can do this on social media. We can do this through video chat. We can do this in many other ways. So open your mind, closed-minded people over there who think that you don't have anyone in your town that can go to a restaurant with you, or you have kids and can't go, or whatever. Open your mind a little bit. While we're there, we talk only about the business. We don't try to solve the Middle East crisis or any of the world's other problems. We are there to share ideas about how to build our business and how to talk to people about our business. We always break up our sessions with a parting word that goes something like, just think, this is as hard as we will ever work. Isn't that beautiful? Just think, this is as hard as we will ever work. At brunch with dippy eggs. This gets a little contagious, especially if you have people joining your group who still have their regular 9-to-5 jobs and they have to leave because their lunch hour is gone. You might say to them as they leave to go back to work, see you later, Nick, but remember, he may interrupt with, yeah, I know, that's as hard as you'll ever have to work. Nick will be motivated to hurry up and get to that same position. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. You hear that, Brandy Lynn Sponseller on the recording? Okay, that's all we got for now. The time is about to expire. Thank you for joining us. Next time, it's on to Chapter 10, Motivation and Attitude. But I'm telling you, so how many pages are we at? 52. Go back and read those pages, people. There's nugget after nugget. It might help you. Holly, thank you for joining us. Oh, Brandy's actually on here. Brandy,
I'm just going to tell you that Brandy's here.
I didn't even know she was on. I'm going to stop my screen share if I can find it before we hang up. But those of you who were on the whole time, thank you. My mom was on. Mom, happy birthday. I love you. I can't even believe you're on the first time on your birthday eve. And Holly, I hope you heal up. Hi, Brandy. I see you now. I can't find out how to stop. Here, stop share. Get everybody on here. Can someone take a picture of all of us? Let me make this bigger. Thank you, Liz. I always forget to do that because I'm busy blabbing the whole time. But I don't want these calls to be me blabbing the whole time. And like I said, host your own Zooms. Get a couple people on there. Brainstorm. Brandy, this one started off a little slow, but we got rolling. I hope you can watch the recording if you didn't. I did record it. Danny requested we record it. I hope the recording works. And Carrie, if you're at the gaming place, what's that place called across from you, Brandy? That's where Carrie Newland was supposed to be. Northway Mall.
Dave and